The year was 2012. BJP's K.S. Eshwarappa was the then Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. The state Lokayukt police carried out a search at his residence, and this was in connection with a corruption case. Now, do you know what was found in that search? A currency counting machine. And the discovery of this currency counting machine has been the bane of Eshwarappa's existence since then. The opposition parties like the Congress, the JDS, have never left a chance to make a reference to that machine whenever Eshwarappa has targeted them on the issue of corruption. And do you know what Eshwarappa himself had to say about that counting machine? Now, he said that he's a businessman and he needs it. He said it's perfectly okay to have a currency counting machine at home. And he said that the opposition was behaving as if it was a currency printing machine. Fast forward now to 2022. Eshwarappa, friends, today is the second minister in the 2.5-year-old BJP government to resign. Last year, it was the Water Resources Minister, Ramesh Jharkholi, who had to resign over an alleged sex CD scandal. Now, Karnataka is a state where for a better part the last 1 month at least, all that we've been talking about and hearing is the hijab, halal and what not. Suddenly, the focus now is back on corruption. Corruption. And why do I say the focus is back? Because this is a state where chief ministers like B.S. Eshwarappa have often faced the ire of the investigative agencies. Prime Minister Modi, when he was touring the state of Karnataka, and this I think was during the 2018 assembly elections, he had famously dubbed the then Siddaramaiah-led Congress government as the 10% Sarkar. 10% Sarkar and the Sidda Rupaiya Sarkar. Prime Minister Modi. Now a mysterious death of a contractor, Santosh Patil, has grabbed headlines. Now this contractor had written to Prime Minister Modi, none less than the Prime Minister, making some very, very serious charges against BJP senior leader and Minister Eshwarappa. The contractor here had accused Mr. Eshwarappa of having put pressure on him, asking him for bribes to the extent where he had to share almost 40% of the profit. 40. So as we move towards the Karnataka elections, which are just about a year away now, there are allegations, there are accusations against a Karnataka minister. But this is nothing new. Now, D.K. Sivakumar, if you remember, did face charges of corruption. Now a top leader of the BJP also finding himself in the ire of corruption. You would remember how earlier questions were raised about the Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai also, and that was a cryptocurrency scam. So is corruption going to be the biggest issue in the Karnataka polls? Can the Congress build a narrative against the BJP and Mr. Eshwarappa? See, they were asking for his resignation, and now that he's resigned, the Congress says, we want him arrested. Now, the Congress party says the BJP claims, na khaunga, na khane dunga. But they're asking, why has the Prime Minister remained silent on this 40% cut charge? Let me give you some backstory here. Sources say Eshwarappa did make efforts to continue as the minister. In fact, he was canvassing within his party and within the government, but he found no support. He was forced to quit after the party's top brass reportedly asked Basavaraj Bommai to secure his resignation. Now, BJP's 2-day state executive meeting also begins this Saturday, where you'll have the national president, JP Nadda. So, did the BJP want to avoid embarrassment just before it? Perhaps. But was that the only reason? Maybe not. Now, to some more facts that you, the viewer, should know. The non-dominant backward castes is an important political force in the state of Karnataka. In 2013, the Congress leader Siddaramaiah here was able to galvanize the support of these groups under the Ahinda banner. Now, Eshwarappa here belongs to the same caste group as Siddaramaiah, which is the Kurubas. Karnataka BJP wanted him, they wanted to retain him because he is a Kuruba leader who can challenge Congress's Siddaramaiah. Kuruba is the shepherd caste. It is classified as a backward class in Karnataka, which the BJP leadership also has been trying to woo. See, the BJP aims to distance itself from the tag of just being an organization that is propped up by the Lingayats, the Vokaligas, and the Brahmins. They wanted to drop that tag. With the former Chief Minister and the Congressman Siddaramaiah being seen as an undisputed and the tallest leader of the backward classes in Karnataka, for the BJP, Eshwarappa is an OBC leader who can garner votes. So a number of questions that arise now. Till Thursday afternoon, Eshwarappa kept on saying he is not going anywhere, no question of resignation. Then why did he suddenly have a change of heart? Who and what forced it? Second question, would the BJP be keen to ensure that Eshwarappa now is suitably placated to be able to offset any possible rebellion on his part? Third question, what will be the impact of the latest controversy in swaying this non-dominant OBC vote? Fourth question, with an election due in the state in just a little over a year, did the BJP have limited options? Question 5, was BJP's plan here to try and prevent the opposition from setting the agenda before the state goes to polls? Sixth question, by getting Eshwarappa to resign, can the party claim a moral high ground? Seventh question, and if that was the case, was there anything done to nip this challenge in the bud? Eighth question, ever since the contractor made public his allegations, was there any investigation done by the authorities? Next important question, listen to this very carefully. The Karnataka State Contractors Association petitioned Prime Minister Modi. This was July of 2021, alleging that Eshwarappa, government officials and BJP MLAs have been demanding a 40% commission for projects. But did the BJP silently then absolve Eshwarappa because of his hold in Karnataka? Did they overlook that? Now there's some history that will help you understand both the present and the future here. The BJP runs a government in Karnataka after it grabbed power from the Congress-JDS alliance through defections. It has changed its chief ministers midstream. It is battling dissidents. The opposition here alleges that the chief minister is weak. He doesn't have any stellar performance. Karnataka, friends, is unlike many other states where it can simply just roll over the opposition because here the Congress party is not just limited to the social media. The Congress has been staging protest against the state government on one or the other issue for the past many months. In 2021, the Congress here held protest even during the pandemic. It launched a 100 Not Out campaign across the state against the hike in fuel prices, calling this criminal loot. Not just this, later it has also held rallies from the Vidhan Sauda to the Raj Bhavan, and then they were opposing the alleged surveillance of phone numbers of key Congress and the JDS leaders. This was during the 2019 coalition government using Pegasus. Now, the Congress party also embarked on a Padayatra to Bangalore from Mekadatu in 2 phases this year. One was in Jan and the other was in Feb-March to pressurize the state government to expedite the execution of the Mekadatu project. So, the Congress party, as I said, as an opposition here, is on the ground. It is raising a lot of people issues. The ruling party would want to believe that they have well taken the wind out of the opposition's sails here with the resignation of Mr. Eshwarappa. Yet, the issue does have the potential for being a major political embarrassment for the government, also the ruling party. Also, this could well have been, a headache that they were better off without, as they strategize now to secure another term. The opposition could well claim a moral victory here with the minister's resignation. They would go to town saying that it's because of us, it's because of the people's issues that we raised. But yet their own track record would show similar skeletons in their governance cupboard. It is clear that the BJP's effort will be now in damage control mode, while the Congress would see this as an opportunity to go on the offensive. But at the end of the day, elections are a perception battle. And it would be interesting to see how the key political players here plan their political moves to gain the maximum political advantage. Corruption as an issue is back in focus in the state of Karnataka. The BJP has much to answer. The Congress JDS also has much to answer. You have another player in the Aam Aadmi Party that actually came on the plank of fighting corruption. They are fighting the Karnataka Vidhan Sabha elections. How would the story play out? Would they go to town with this issue? We'll wait and watch.